Good evening to all of you out there in Radioland, and welcome to the Pender Island Broadcasting System. I'm your host, Jack Lillane, and this is the Sediment Hour with the adventures of Wily Barlow. Brought to you by Beaver Brothers and starring our very own talented cast of Solstice players.
You wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with sediment. Sediment.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the safety of your smile, use sediment toothpaste twice daily and your dentist will thank you for life. Families all over Pender have named sediment their #1 toothpaste. And now, new sediment with Irium has a fresh new minty and a cool new taste. In a recent survey, new sediment was preferred 3-1 over other products, including aged bullfrog.
Yes, Jack, it's true with families all over Pender. New sediment is their favorite, 3-1.
Yes, families from coast to coast to coast recently compared new sediment with a mixture of compressed animal manure, and I can tell you they preferred new sediment by an overwhelming margin.
Indeedy. In a recent survey, families 3-1 said new sediment tastes better than llama spit, and it makes your breath sweeter than Magic Lake and your teeth brighter than a whale's sperm.
So, get new sediment toothpaste for your family today. Now for Wily Barlow, Canada's most infamous private detective, has drawn from the febrile mind of Raymond Handler and brought to you by Sediment Toothpaste.
Sediment, a little devil do ya. Sediment, you'll smell so debonair. Sediment, the crowds will all pursue ya, but never put the toothpaste in your hair.
It was another hot day in my Hope Bay office. The watchmaker next door was fencing fake jewelry, and the chocolates downstairs were melting faster than a snow cone in a blast furnace. But not a lot was going on, just the usual for a Pender Island private eye. Seems a zucchini had gone missing from the Valley fruit stand, and Charlie Hanson called to say one of his sheep had gone astray. It had gotten into Lester's barn and was making hay in the sunshine. Well, it was eating it anyway. Barlow here? What? A sty? Look, fella, this is a detective agency, not an infirmary. You got eye problems, there's Medicine Beach, and a clinic down the road. You'll get a lot more help there. Pigsty, you say? Say, you talking about my office? Oh. Guy claims some swine got into his Mary Jane, ganja, holy weed, herb, green goddess, Houdini boy, bobo bush, laughing grass, keef. Well, you get the point. You might say he was high on the hog. So what do you want me to do about it? Yeah, well, tell it to the Marines. Can't you see I'm busy? As I was saying, it was just a regular day at the Pender Island Ladies Private Detective Agency. I guess I should explain the name. You see, I inherited the place from Melody Blender, who got run out of town on account of her hitting a slug. Yeah, that's how it is these days. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that's harsh treatment for a slime and run. She never saw the little fella coming. Anyway, that's how come I got the agency and how it got its name. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, It was just a regular day at the office until she came in. She was all legs with a caboose you wouldn't mind stepping on.
You Barlow?
So who's asking?
The name's Broomhilda.
That's quite a mouthful.
Yeah, and I'm quite a handful. My friends call me Hildy Broom.
I'm Barlow, so what can I do for you?
I'm looking for a private dick.
Eyes up, sister. You're looking at one. Just how private do you want it?
It's not for me, you big galoot. The private dick is for my two-timing little sister, Bo Peep.
Too bad I ain't a wolf. Well, you've come to the right place.
Listen, you chump. I want you to find my little sis. Got that? She's gone missing.
So who's missing her?
Everyone except me.
Just at that moment, the door opened again. And in walked a real sleazeball. He was a Lothario with a licentious, lascivious lower lip. A real Damon Onion type. And he was spouting a lot of malarkey.
I'm Louie. They call me Louie the Lip, and I can let it rip. Keep your hands off the bloom. This here is my broom.
So what are you talking like that for?
What do you mean?
The rhyme, you're slime.
I'm up from Poets Cove. What you doing with Hildy?
She's soliciting.
Soliciting?
Yeah, soliciting help. Look, scumbag, I'm running a business here, and me and Dollface, well, we ain't doing nothing. Yet. We was talking business.
So long as you're just talking. 'Cause if you ain't, I'm gonna have to straighten you out.
Louie, don't pay him no mind. He don't mean nothing by it.
So, Dollface, tell me more about this little sis of yours.
You talk nice, Barlow, or I'm taking my business elsewhere.
This is elsewhere. We're the only game in town. Where'd you see your sister last?
She was hanging out at the Driftwood. You know, the place full of riffraff.
Yeah, I know it. It's my favorite spot.
She was in the company of a guy with a black leather coat and top hat. You gotta find her for me.
So I agreed to look into it, and they left. I got on my motor-assisted bicycle. Oh, okay, it was a big motor-assisted bicycle. Then I headed for the plaza, where the lowlifes hang out. It was already 3 p.m., so the joint was shut down tighter than a drum in a barrel factory. But there were still a couple of juvies hanging around the picnic table. Real nasty types. These cats were so bad they'd steal books from the free library exchange, and they'd feed the felines even when they weren't supposed to. I walked over to them and said, "Don't you cats know it's not allowed to feed them cats? That sign there says, don't feed them."
We can't read for us, so take a hike.
I wasn't looking for no trouble, so I took off my goggles and I asked them nicely if they'd seen Bo Peep.
What's it to you?
Well, for one thing, doofus, I'm Wily Barlow, private detective. And for another, if you tell me where she is, I'll tell you where they keep the cat food.
She left for Magic Lake with Benny the Conch.
And who's he when he's at home?
He's the Pender Island crime boss. He lives off pirates.
You mean he eats them?
It's the road, you Nimrod. He lives off pirates. He's a mean son of a gun, though. Like that blender woman. Drives over slimes on slugs on purpose. Doesn't even go around them.
And they say he's planting broom.
Yeah, but nobody's seen him do it, though. He's a real sly son of a bitch.
Hey, watch your tongue, sweetheart. There's ladies present.
Hey, you watch it. Yours is still flapping as far as I can see.
Like I said, they were real mean types. But she had me there, so I swallowed hard. And that's when I heard a terrible noise. What's that cacophony?
Caco what?
Oh, never mind.
It's the local pipe band. They're tuning up.
Sounds to me more like they're tuning out. What are they doing that for?
It's on account of BC Day.
BC? Like in before COVID?
Like in butter chicken. They're serving it at the Legion.
That's when Constable Law showed up. His name was Law, but everyone called him Fatty, on account of he wasn't. The guy was so skinny his Adam's apple was his most prominent feature.
Afternoon, gents and germs.
Afternoon, fatty. What's up?
You seen a stoned pig?
Granite or quartz?
Stoned, not stone. Hopped up, over the moon, in La La Land. Zonked, ripped, under the influence.
We seen a pot-bellied porker.
He might have gone that way.
Was he staggering?
He was swaggering.
He was on 2 legs and munching blackberries.
Much obliged. Say, you two serving butter chicken this year? I could sure do with a thigh.
Maybe.
Save me a couple, will ya? This hog thing's got me all tied up.
196 Bleecker Street is apparently secure from ground level. Okay, we're gonna resolve.
I've located the swine. He's up on Shavers Road, heading for the winery. Gotta go.
So, with the law gone, I rode my bike to Pirates. The Cox home was a big place with a... I got spat on. Get away, you filthy bastard, beast, sheesh. Benny was there, sitting on the grass. He was a fleshy dude with folds on the back of his neck like a concertina. He wore a wrinkled suit that needed some mending on account of the 3 holes in front. He just sat and stared at me with the whites of his eyes, 'cause those 3 holes, they were bullet holes. The guy was deader than a doorknob, which is pretty dead. And there were wet footprints all around, so I knew where to go next. Besides, Conk, he wasn't going nowhere. Next thing I knew, I was at the swimming hole. And who should I find there but little Bo Peep? You Bo Peep?
Who wants to know?
I'm Barlow, Private Dick.
Yeah, well, keep it that way.
She was too tall to be cute, and too beautiful to be really cheap. Her green eyes were wide set, and there was plenty of thinking room between them. Her hair was a dusky red like fire seen through a haze, and her green eyes were like 2 green ice cubes as she sized me up.
What can I do for you, sonny boy?
Your sister's looking for you.
You've come to the wrong place, Buster. I ain't got no sister, mister.
Well, Hildy Broom says different. She sent me to find you. Her and her pal Louie.
Yeah? Well, those 2 are no good creeps. Anyway, Louie beat you to it. He was here and tried to put the squeeze on me, so I threw him in the lake.
Well, what did you do that for?
I was feeding the leeches. Say, whose side are you on anyway?
I'm on the good side. But what did Louie want?
He knew I was fencing Broom and said me and Benny were asking for trouble.
Fencing Broom. Broom. Not yet, not yet. Broom. I said Broom, not Vroom. Jeez.
Yeah, Broom! It's an invasive species, kind of like yourself. I was pulling it out.
And selling it.
What if I was? Louie and Hilda was trying to put the kibosh on us, said we were cutting into their action. Cleaning up. Benny has this slogan, a new broom sweeps clean, only I got the short straw.
Not that short. Benny's dead.
You are listening to the adventures of smoking Wily Barlow, Private Eye, in the case of the new broom.
De Maurier, the cigarette of good taste. That's a mild and cigarette with the best filter yet. The trend today is to De Maurier. Be young and fair, not so square. Have a cigarette.
I'll smoke to that. Hey, waiter, I'm disgusted with the service here. I'm calling the manager.
Take it easy, Jack. It's not the service that's wrong. It's your grouchy mood.
I'm sorry, Jill, but when my digestion is upset, I'm a real grouch.
Try Marty's little liver pills. They'll cheer you up.
That's a terrific idea.
When I'm upset, I need nature's own solution for headaches and irritability. So that's why I take Marty's little liver pills. You see, each day nature naturally produces 2 pints of vital liquid, bile, or digestive juices. If nature fails, your food remains undigested and you can feel headachy and irritable all day long. To feel cheerful again, take Marty's little liver pills. They increase the flow of vital juices in as little as 30 minutes or as fast as 2 weeks. And you take Marty's little liver pills for just a nickel a pop. Some people may experience nausea, vomiting, red eye, glaucoma, restrictive bowel disease, hemophilia, reflux, angina, organ failure, morbid obesity, or any number of minor secondary effects. But give Marty's little liver pills a try. They could change your life.
Families all over Canada have named Marty's Little Liver Pills their favorite digestive.
It's true. Families all over say Marty's little liver pills are swell.
Take the Abalone family, for instance, at 212 South Otter Bay Road. They prefer Marty's Little Liver Pills 2-1. Yes, the Abalone say Marty's Little Liver Pills taste best of all. Remember, this is not just our opinion. It's a scientific fact. And it's the honest-to-goodness conviction of many Pender families who have tried the new and improved Marty's Little Liver Pills. Now, with a new magic formula and a new magic ingredient, WD-40, for better evacuation. Get them from your family pharmacy today. Wily Barlow is appearing by special arrangement with the Otter Bay Marina, producers of Cross Currents, and by Sediment Toothpaste, Marty's Little Liver Pills, and De Maurier, recommended by doctors, the cigarette for the thinking man and woman. And now we return you to Wily Barlow in the case of the new broom.
Oh my God! Benny's dead?
That's right. He was plugged 3 times.
Son of a gun. It must have been Louie who done it. When he left here, he was hopping mad. He'd blown a fuse. The guy was hot under the collar even though he was soaking wet.
So did he say where he was going?
He said he was going to settle accounts. Him and Benny were in like Flynn. 2 peas in a pod. Thick as thieves, hand in glove. Birds of a feather.
Okay, I get the picture.
They'd been greasing the same turkey for a long time, but they fell out on account of Louie stole Benny's girl.
Broomhilda.
Yup, so Benny said me and him should, do the deed. Muscle in on their turf.
So Hildy was Benny's moll before Louie stole her.
Yup.
And Benny enlisted you to sell the merchandise to get even. And that's why they were looking for you.
Guess so.
So where do you fence these goods?
There's a big market for it in Asia. Benny says they put it on their cornflakes.
It was a dark and windy night when I left Bo Peep. I drove back to the agency and I climbed the stairs to my office. Suddenly there was a guy standing at the top of the stairs. Who are you?
I'm the guy at the top of the stairs.
He was all smiles and open palms, but I placed no confidence in that smile, so I put a sawbuck in his pocket to see what he knew.
Little blackmail, huh?
Well, call it tattletale gray mail if it makes you feel better. What do you want?
I was sent to tell you Louis is looking for you. Said he had a beef with you and you should stay away from Broomhandle.
It's Broomhilda, you moron. What else did he say?
That's it.
Swell. That was money for nothing. He left, and suddenly I remembered the scotch in my office cabinet, and I figured I'd roll up my pants and wade in. But just then, she strolled in. She sashayed over to my desk and plunked her tush down on it real ladylike. I poured her a stiff drink. Personally, I've never met a limp one. I offered it to her. So, you want a drink?
You find Bo Peep?
She ain't your sister. You got me playing with a stacked deck.
You're playing it smooth, Barlow.
Well, some days I play it smooth. Some days I play it like a waffle iron.
You're a real card, and you know what they say about cards.
Yeah, they gotta be dealt with. She pulled a derringer out of her purse and pointed it at me.
You've been talking to a stool pigeon.
The only pigeon I see is perched on my desk right now. And her lanky legs swayed back and forth like a pendulum marking the minutes.
If I plugged you right now, you're a dead duck.
And if you winged me, I'd be a lame one. What's your point?
Don't come after me and Louie on account of Benny's death, 'cause you're barking up the wrong tree, Fido.
Just so I'd get the message loud and clear, she fired 2 shots into the ceiling. Great. Now I got a leak.
Don't tell me your health problems, and don't believe everything you hear. Plus, keep that flatfoot out of our business, comprende?
Comprende.
Make it more convincing.
How much more convincing?
Convincing enough to pay for that bike of yours. That much convincing.
I don't like being threatened.
Hey, we're just shooting the breeze.
Yeah, well, shoot somewhere else. She walked past me with that mixture of good perfume, good cosmetics, and the smell of plain, ordinary homespun gunpowder. She was dangerous and unpredictable, and that's the way I like 'em. As soon as she left, I phoned Fatty and told him what had happened. Fatty, you might want to check the ferries on account of the beasts are on the loose. I was heading down there myself when...
All right, punk.
There was a Colt 45 staring me in the face. I had to think fast. Look, Buster, and I grabbed for his gun.
I'm warning you, Barlow. I'll let you have it. All right, you asked for it.
Hey! I finally wrestled him to the ground, and I tied him up with his own shoelaces. And then I hurried down to the ferry.
Barlow, you took your time. We'll get the broom when she comes down. She won't get far. And she'll be spending a ton of time in the hoosegow.
Fatty, you got the wrong gal. It's Bo Peep we're after.
Bo Peep? How so?
Louis was wet when he left the swimming hole, but the footprints by the body were too small to be his. When we was fighting with him, I saw his foot size. There's your culprit over there. Little Miss Bo Peep.
You think you're so smart, don't you, Barlow?
Why'd she do it?
She wanted to take over all of Benny's businesses, the whole shebang. the alpaca poo trade, the lamb's wool, and the broom. So she eliminated him and put the blame on Louie and Hildy. You cried wolf once too often, sweetheart.
Barlow, it's for you. It's Hildy. She says she's waiting for you at the agency with nothing but the radio on.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Wily Barlow, Private Eye, and the case of the new broom. Stay tuned next week for Daphne's Daffodils, brought to you by Gestetner, the only machine specially designed to counterfeit your money, and Chevron Gasoline, the one gas you can count on to put a tiger in your tank.